Hello everybody, good evening. This is a very rare sort of on-camera appearance from your friendly neighbourhood Ranting Brummy. As you can see, this is AI Dungeon, a very popular game that I came across by accident thanks to a Nerd³ video a while ago. I'll put a link to it down in the description. Obviously he's going to be about 10 times funnier than this video is ever going to be. Also probably owing to the fact that he's actually logged in and fully signed up. I haven't. Don't ask why. But again, just what we try and do is sort of emulate it. This is obviously a lot more advanced since that Nerd³ video went out, which I think was last year, or about a year ago. As you can see, they've added a few features. They've got AI art generation as you go along, which they added to the sound effects, I think, as well. And everything. And you can see it's now got users, which can create certain circumstances for you. In terms of what I've done with this so far, I've just had a bit of a bash, and I've found that there's three things I tend to like to do when it comes to a standard AI dungeon quest. There's three things that I think will get you through any game in an amusing manner. The first one is just go to the pub everywhere, or tavern, or whatever you want to call this. That's something a way to either start some quests, or you can find some action in terms of bringing characters in. One of the tests I did actually brought King Kong to the pub. Don't ask why. I don't know where the hell they'd actually put him. Now my second guide for getting through an AI dungeon game is when an enemy comes along, just kick him in the balls. That usually does. Or compare it with the first one. Kick it in the balls and go to the pub. That usually works for me. And the third one, if you get stuck in a very situation, just summon Godzilla and then go to the pub. Let's just do a quick start. You're going to hear a lot of keyboard and clicking and typing. We'll do what Nerd³ did, and we'll go with a fantasy setting. I'm going to go for a ranger on this one. So enter your character's name. Ooh, let's risk a copyright strike from Marvel and call him Clint Bartone. That little E on the end, I think, should actually help us there. Yep, before Disney acquires us. Let's see what it comes up with. Generating story. This may take a while. You are Clint Bartone, definitely not played by Jeremy Renner, a ranger living in the kingdom of Larian. Again, could possibly have been sued by Albion. You have a hunting bow and a quiver of arrows. You've been searching for a mythical beast for 3 months, tracking it through the forest. As you crouch behind a clump of trees, you see it emerging from the forest edge, a massive purple dragon. This has just become Shrek. The creature spurs into action and slumbers towards you at an impressive speed, so it's sleepwalking. Okay, in terms of what you can do on this game, you've obviously got a do function, which is just what you could do in kind of old-style adventure games. They had one a long time ago on the Amstrad 464. Obviously that came on tape, loaded up. That had basic commands: north, south, east, west, examine things, look at things, tread on things, and what have you. I think you played a newspaper editor called Rod, and if you tried to remove your pyjamas, yes, you had to wear pyjamas in that game, it warned you. But that's your basic command function. You also have say, of course, in which you can interact with people, and you can literally tell them anything. You can instruct them, you can make jokes at them, you can question the nature of the universe and all of reality, or you can just simply tell them to bugger off. You also have story, which is effectively, I suppose, God mode. And again, it always comes in very, very useful, I find. So you draw your bow, taking aim. What should we do? Now, of course, this isn't live streaming or anything like this, so I can't get any suggestions from chat. But I suppose any comments that you could leave. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I don't tend to put videos out very often. They're mostly from things outside my window. And if you want to go back over my old Doctor Who videos and cosplay videos, please do, especially if you're part of the community, and we can all get involved that way. So you draw your bow, taking aim. Now, of course, if you're not sure about what to do, we generally can't think of anything, just let the game play itself. That's usually a good thing to do. So what does the game think we should do? You manage to get off one shot, but the arrow glances off the side of the massive beast's mouth. I think at this point we will just give up and go to the pub. There you go, that's my one default action there already. You give up and go to the pub. You decide that trying to slay a dragon is too daunting a task and turn to the easier target of the mug of beer in your hand. Let's have a drink, shall we? So drink the refreshing cold beer. And spell the word refreshing properly. That would help, wouldn't it? Let's see what this does. Refilling your mug, you take another long draught until it's empty. Clint Bartone, your arrows and bow in hand, approaches the dragon with caution even. 2-pint drunk and approaching a dragon. I don't think this is going to end well. What shall we do? What shall I say? Let's should we get the dragon's attention? Let's just say, "Oi, scaly bum." Let's see how it reacts to that. You say, "Oi, scaly bum." You see the purple dragon stop and turn to you with a toothy grin. "Oi, scaly bum, wanna play?" We can actually ask the AI. Is it the dragon from Shrek? No, you're not quite sure. You're about to reply when the dragon speaks first. So it's a talking dragon. It's definitely not the one from Shrek. "I am Velzix, the destroyer of worlds. I have come to seek out the one called Chance." Chance is in a Monopoly card? Okay, I'm not quite sure what to do next here. So, do you mean the Chance card from the game called Monopoly? Chance it is then. You hear the chomping of teeth, and suddenly you are in the dragon's mouth. That would tend to put the kibosh on most adventures, shall we say. What shall we do? Now we're in the dragon's mouth, so kind of kicking in the nuts is a little bit impractical at this point. Let's escape. Hang on. Can't spell. Escape and go back to the pub. There we go. The pub, not just pub. That was easy, wasn't it? You escape and go back to the punt. You are now in the dragon's gullet, and somehow you've still got a mug of beer in your hand. So you've gone to the pub inside the dragon, and the barman's obviously served the dragon and swallowed the beer. Let's just do the obvious thing and cut your way out of the dragon's belly and drink the refreshing cold beer. I'm having a real blind spot with the word refreshing this evening. Okay, there we go. Let's see what this says. You cut a long incision up the dragon's side and the light comes streaming out. The dragon screeches in pain and anger and slumps in its tracks. Again, let's just go forward and again just see what the AI thinks we should do, or what it thinks will happen. Will the dragon die? It'd be a shame. Pulling the incision closed over your head, you pop out and slam the mug of beer down on the dragon's head. The mug cracks, but the dragon is too distracted by the pain to notice. Are we actually in the pub? Ask the AI. Are we actually in the pub? You wonder. A voice calls out to you. "Beer and ale drinkers only here, by all," because that sounds Welsh. Turning, you see a man wearing a large green bowler hat. That sounds like something the Riddler out of Batman was wearing. Have you suddenly ended up in Arkham or Gotham City? I don't know. Ask the man if he is the Riddler. Okay, we're not going to find out. As it says here, obviously you can, if you want to go on longer, you can log in or create an account. I have got a Google account, but I'm not going to go with that one. It's a nice, short, sharp adventure there. But that's kind of a very basic scenario. You can undo or try to get the AI to try again. Of course, you can click on any previous bits and just change it around a bit. But that's not too bad. Let's just quickly go back and pick another scenario. I'm going to try and find one that Nerd³ didn't do. I don't think he did any of the apocalyptic ones or the cyberpunk ones. So let's go for a cyberpunk one. We can either be a cyborg, a punk, a cop, or an android. Let's be a cop. This could be CSI in the future. So let's think of a character's name. Shall we pinch the name of a famous cop? Why not? Let's have Horatio Kane. And again, I have deliberately misspelled that, so CBS hopefully won't sue me. Right, Horatio Kane it is. And I wonder what the sunglasses of justice would like in the future. I imagine in CSI, if they rebooted Miami, Horatio Kane would probably have Google Glass. He'd solve the case in about 5 minutes and it wouldn't be much of a show. Yes, you're Horatio Kane, a cop living in the futuristic city of Zyle. You have a laser pistol and a stunner. That sounds like the same thing. You are part of a police unit tasked with finding government criticisers. Oh, topical. Very topical. You wake up in the morning and hear on the radio, shouldn't that again be Google Glass? We are meant to be in the futuristic city, and why do they still have radio? Okay, you hear on the radio that your unit killed 3 men in an unspecified location. You think back to your last case and realise you have been a failure as a cop. Well, that's a very, very good start. Now, I wonder, can we turn this into a futuristic version of Line of Duty? Let's see what happens if we get up and head, excuse me, and again, and head to AC12 to report to Superintendent Ted Hastings. Mother of God, we're in the future here now, lads. And again, what would a futuristic version of Line of Duty actually look like? Well, let's find out. Get up, head to AC12 to report to Superintendent Hastings, because I'm sure they have anti-corruption units in the futuristic city of Zyle. Let's see what happens. You get out of bed and put your clothes on and head downstairs, where you find a fresh cup of coffee waiting for you. Take it outside and sit at one of the tables on the porch. I think you can see why you've been a bit of a failure as a cop, because you're absolutely feckless and lazy. Let's try again. So, meet with your colleagues DS, Steve Arnott, and DS. Was she DS? Was Vicky McClaw's character DS? DS Kate Fleming. Spell their names properly. Curiously interesting, we're watching Vicky McClaw in Trigger Point at the moment, which is on ITV on a Sunday. It's made by the same people of Line of Duty, and this time she's a bomb disposal expert. Funny enough, that was also Horatio Kane's early role in CSI Miami. So it's funny how these things work out. Right, let's go and meet Steve and Kate and see what they have to say about this terrible crime. You walk into the police department and look around and see that most of the cops are men and most of the clerks are women. I don't think the AI's doing a very good job of remembering this. Maybe they haven't heard of Line of Duty. Okay, so Steve and Kate are in the briefing. Have I spelt that right? No, I haven't. In the briefing room with Superintendent. That's obviously spelt wrong. Thank goodness for autocorrect. Hastings. Let's see what he has to say. I wonder if I can actually get the AI to actually make Superintendent Hastings say, "Mother of God." I might do that as well. Right, okay. You, Steve, and Kate are in the briefing room with Superintendent Hastings. You and the two partners into the briefing room as a tired-looking Hastings. "Morning, gentlemen," Hastings says. That totally doesn't sound like Adrian Dunbar. "That was a pretty nasty mess you left back there, Kane." "Oh, Horatio, what are we going to do with you?" Let's respond to our superintendent. Let's say I assess the situation as accurately as I could. DS are not, and DS Fleming will back me up. Pop that in. Because I think, yeah, in line of duty, they all had each other's backs, didn't they? Yeah, okay, right. And I've just worked out that I asked the situation as accurately as I could. So I think Superintendent Hastings is going to tear me with a new one. "I know you did, Kane," Hastings says. Okay, I could go back and change that actually. Let's see if it how the AI lets me actually change something up. Assessed. Okay, just quickly correct that. Okay, and then we just click on here. "I know you did, Kane," Hastings says. "But even though those three are dead, that doesn't mean we're not going to pay a visit to the leaders of this movement." So there's a movement. That's actually more in count with trigger point, I think, than line of duty. Let's bring in old Martin Compston's character. What would he say in this situation? Sir says DS are not. Lieutenant Kane acted entirely within the law. This movement is clearly as a result of corruption within. I'm not doing very well on the spellings today, aren't I? Right, okay. As a result of corruption within the force, because this is line of duty 2087, let's call it. Just pick a random number. Let's see if Hastings says that. Now who's saying this? Let's pretend it's still on. No, it's got to be Hastings, I think. "We'll discuss the matter further in the review meeting we'll have after we've had our meeting in the press. In the meantime, we'll have to shut down the offices of these so-called newspapers." And newspapers? Okay, we're going to have to move this one forward, I think, a bit. How are we going to move this one forward? Let's head to the crime scene with DS Arnott and DS Fleming. Kate hasn't said much yet. I had to put in mate because she always calls everybody mate, didn't she? Okay, the three of you examine the scene and see that the three bodies have been thoroughly drained of blood. It looks like their throats have been slashed, but you can't be sure. Let's just spin that one on to the next one. One of the women's dresses is torn and blood stains the inside. Another of the women's dresses is found at the bottom of the stairs. Apparently she tried to hide it, but failed. Let's bring in Kate. Examines the dress, and let's see what she comes up with. Not much, as it turns out. The eye does sometimes slow down a little bit, I think. It can actually run out of energy as well if it takes too long. I might just spin this back. Now you actually have a choice of options here, and this actually helps to train the AI. It gives you a bit of a chance to kind of give some feedback to AI Dungeon. This is a nice. Oh, we've got two options here. This is a nice quality dress. She says, not cheap, not nice. It's not the kind of thing you expect a secretary to wear to work. Is that blood? She asks. Yes, says Arnott. It appears to have been wiped onto the dress. Can you tell how long ago it was wiped? Doing a very poor impression there of Martin Constant, who of course is Scottish in real life. Which one of these shall we pick? Let's go for the top one. And of course you can tell the AI why you felt you made this decision. There's not any preference, we just pick one. We just wanted to bring Kate into the story. This is a nice quality dress, mate, she says. Not cheap, but nice. It's not the kind of thing one expect to wear a secretary to work. Let's spin that one on. Okay, I have to scroll down a bit to catch up with this one. Okay, you're not sure what to make of this, so you decide to. You shut up and let the detectives do their work. That seems a bit harsh on that one, so let's hit the retry button and just show you what alternative options it gives. Okay, scroll down again. You think back to when the women were killed and realise that they were killed in the middle of the night when the entire city was asleep, which is technically impossible because usually a bin man or a homeless person or somebody around. Only the most desperate people would kill during the night and rob afterwards. Let's all go back to AC12. I don't think that we're going to have much left in this scenario, so we'll start another one in just a moment. You go back to AC12, you realise that you still need to report to your captain, so you head back to your house and call him on your radio link. Now, I'm trying to think of one of those corrupt captains from Line of Duty, maybe the one that Craig Parkinson played, or one of those police chiefs from Series 2 or 3 of Line of Duty. I'm not sure what to do in this scenario. Should we try and mix things up a little bit? What do you do? Arrest the chief of police for corruption. That's what Line of Duty was all about at the end of the day. We seem to have forgotten the futuristic sort of this scenario, but never mind. Okay, that's it. Okay, never mind. I guess we'll never know. This is the Line of Duty series that never was. So let's just go back again to create a complete custom scenario. A lot of people can do this. Just basically make up either a Star Trek or a Doctor Who story or something like this. I've tried a few Doctor Who scenarios already, and they've not gone too badly. 10th Doctor mostly, although 9 is my favourite. Now this gives you an example of what to do. Okay, let's say you are standing at the roadside in the middle of night. A car falls up next to you. Spell roadside properly. Boom. So this is kind of the sandbox version of our dungeon, when you think about it. The window rolls down and a voice goes out to you. You look like you could use a drink, bud. Okay, thanks, man. I don't drink. Punctuation. Okay, I wonder how a 0 punctuation review of our dungeon would go. Interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting. Okay, I don't drink Budweiser. That is not how you spell Budweiser, obviously. It gives you a massive hangover. I'm more of a Guinness man, which I am actually. Okay, let's pop that in there. Just double check everything. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Let's see what the man says. You say I don't drink Budweiser, it gives you a massive hangover, which it does. Okay. Oh, he's buggered off. That was very, very kind of him. Okay, let's just quickly. Okay, so you hear the car drive away. You're alone at the roadside in the dark. A light rain begins to fall. You look around and see that no one is around. Okay, so just because it didn't share the band's taste in alcohol, you just buggered off. That's very kind. Let's go back into the sandbox. What do you do? Beam up to the Enterprise, because you can just do that. Straight into Star Trek mode, as always. Again, that's a bit of a default option. You climb into the back seat of the Enterprise and beam yourself up to the ship. You climb into the front seat and turn the key. The car starts right up. So either... Oh, we could be in the shuttlecraft. Maybe. So let's take the shuttlecraft up to the Enterprise. I'm not specifying which Enterprise. Let's see if the AI can give me. It's going to be TOS, TNG, or maybe even the Kelvin universe. You never know. You take the shuttlecraft up to the Enterprise. It still thinks we're in a car. Okay, so it's actually turned into Blade Runner rather than Star Trek. Okay, you turn the car off but leave it on. How on earth are you supposed to do that? Your battery will run flat. You get out and you pull the door shut behind you. You wonder if you are in Blade Runner. I went to see Blade Runner 2042. I went to see that on my own, actually. There were about 3 other people in the cinema. One of them still said I was in his seat somehow. Never mind. And spent 3 hours watching that film, and then spent another 3 hours trying to get the feeling back into my backside. Okay, you wonder if you are in Blade Runner territory. Yes, very clever. Suddenly, you hear the car door open from the inside. Someone is coming towards the car. You turn the key and start it up again. You look out of the window. Let's bring somebody into the story, shall we? Okay, it is Batman. Why not? It is Batman. You turn to look at him as he opens the door on the other side. He climbs into the car and slams the door shut. You turn the key and the car starts up again. This isn't really going very well, is it? Maybe the Batmobile's in the garage for repairs. Let's actually retry that one. Let's see if we can get ourselves a bit of a Batman scenario. He has a gun in his hands. Oh, Batman, the killing rule. I thought I recognized that voice, he says, because that's how Batman talks. You are a bounty hunter, correct? You nod. Okay, think of a famous bounty hunter. There's Dog the Bounty Hunter, obviously. There's Boba Fett. Okay, what we do, drive back to the Batcave. There we go. You drive back to the Batcave. You park the car inside. Batman takes the keys out of the ignition. He looks in the glove box to see if there's anything of use. Right, what can we put in the glove box? Let's put something in. There is nothing but a half-eaten Mars bar. Oh, hang on. Nothing but a half-eaten Mars bar. Shaun the Dead reference there. Okay, what else can we have? One single rubber glove and a copy of Top Gear magazine from 1991. Let's see what that does. What can Batman make out of that? I don't know what MacGyver would make out of that. Interesting. I think I'll hang around and wait for my ride, says Batman, even though you're already in the bloody Batcave. You turn to go, but Batman holds up a hand to stop you. I think this is very much Christian Bale's Batman. So let's spin on and prod the AI into taking a bit of action. Oh, and Hunter. Hunter? Hunter Biden? I don't know. Don't try anything stupid. I'm in no mood to kill you. You nod and go to walk away. Batman calls out to you. What's Batman going to call out to us? Let's go back to our standard Anything, ignore him, leave, and go to the pub. Yeah, just ignore Batman and go for a nice cold pint. That's what I do. Okay, ignore him, leave him, and go to the pub. You turn and walk away from the Batcave. Batman calls after you, "Hey Hunter, don't go away, I need your help." You keep walking, not looking back. Okay, what we're going to do here. Not looking back in anger. I heard you say. There we go. You've got a bounty to collect, remember? You hear a soft hissing noise behind you. It is very faint, but definitely sounds like a bullet. You whirl around and see nothing. So head to the pub. Okay, that's that. Okay, so that's my version of AI Dungeon. Of course, it's not as this definitely isn't as funny as Nerd³ videos. Please go and have a look at that as well. I'll put a little bit a link there for you. And in the meantime, I may play some more similar games to this, or this may be a bit of a semi-regular series. I really don't know. But in the meantime, this has been the Ranting Brummie. Please obviously remember to do all the good stuff, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Good night, everyone.